And okay, welcome to another episode of Nairi Academy, and this is a ZvZ. And as we can see, we have the very standard roach vs roach fight. Today we are known as WhiteRabbit, the red Zerg. And this is again the final moments of the game. I will note this is a Masters game, so I perhaps may be somewhat more nitpicky than I otherwise might not be. So we have the roaches, killing more roaches. This is all very exciting, isn't it? Not even any crazy microness and other stuff. And our blue friend is pulling drones and stuff, but it's not enough. And Padre Diablo has left the game. Okay, let us jump to the beginning of things. I'm gonna speed up times 4 because there's really nothing happening in the beginning. Overlords crossing path, both going for a hatch first. Not really much to say there, except perhaps that if Overlords not have crossed paths, I would really have preferred a drone scout. And if you are go the middle-ish and you don't see any Overlords, you should really drone scout at the top, because if he's going for some kind of 9 pull and you go hatch first, you would basically auto lose. And that is something we really do not want to have happen to us. We see that thankfully we have a little bit of a better build, so we got some small economic advantage. 2 links, scouting, very good. Always scout, very important. Now these links run in. I'm going to slow down a little bit. And we get a pretty good idea what he's doing. He has a bailing nest, he has a spawning pool, and I'm actually looking more at the blue side this game, even though we are actually even though we are playing red Zerg. Anyway, at this phase of the game, I really love a overload right here at this side and overload right down here, so we can see how many drones he's making. As you can always hide units, but you can never hide drones, or if you hide drones, then well, they don't really do anything for you, so it's kind of pointless to hide them. And something which I think really hurt us this game is the lack of a bailing nest, and I shall try to point out those few times when that actually happened. Anyway, we are fast approaching the what I would call mid-game in ZvZ, which is the lair. I want a quick note, something you should be scouting here, preferably a Zergling, so we can kill off a drone if and when he tries to take a third. Anyway, we're approaching the mid-game, and something which I believe is very, very underused in ZvZ, which is the Overseer. And the Overseer's second ability especially, which is called Contaminate, which will stop any larvae from spawning, and yes, basically that's what it does. Any injected larvae will also not spawn. And this can be very, very cool and very good. Imagine if you had, say four Overseers, and you put them and your opponent only had 2 hatcheries. That means you could, once you had full energy, you could shut down both hatcheries for 1 full minute, which equals roughly 20 larvae if he injects perfectly. If we assume that, since this is a Masters game, we should assume that he actually knows how to inject. So with those 20 larvae, we could probably just make roaches and go kill the enemy, as a 40 supply advantage is quite huge, let's face it. And even if we don't want to go kill him, we can always prevent him from making drones and other shit. So again, this link should have been here before, but it's good that we scout him afterwards. Anyways, we're going for Muta, and this is perhaps one of the bigger issues with this game, is that we should either, in my opinion, be making 3 mutas and kill overlords and hope that the enemy will overreact to our mutas. Or we should make 8 or 10 and basically force him to react in some way, making spores and queens. And or else we would just go and kill his queens and seriously harass the drones. However, we made 10. I think we made 10. I didn't actually count that clearly, but we made quite a few. But we only killed overlords, and that is something that I really don't like. So either go all the way or don't go. Now right here, I just want to point out that if we had banelings on top of this ramp, they would have seriously killed many lings, because he just sent them in like crazy. And soon, in like a few minutes, we shall see the same thing at our main. So he will run in there as well. Like this. So if you play ZvZ ever, get a baneling nest, get banelings on top of ramps, because chances are that the enemy will try some kind of run by, and that he probably cannot be all too careful when doing that. Let's go to our vision right now. We don't know if he's taking the third. This is something that this is ZvZ. He has nothing to kill air. Why are all of our overlords right here? There's no reason for them to be here. We should have our overlords scouting over here. We also don't really know what he's going for. Overseers again, very helpful with that purpose. Now, the moment kind of has passed for our mutas to be effective, as we saw that he had quite a few hydralisks. 18 in fact, we didn't see that many, but still. I think it's a big mistake to never poke into the main. We didn't even once go there, except for the start. So, for all we know, he could be... well, we can't really know what he's doing. And I want to point out this fight right here. If we look at the unit tab, he has Hydralisk, Zergling and 1 Baneling. Now, imagine if we had like, say, 10 Banelings, his force would like insta-die, and his Zerglings would be useless. And this fight would easily go in our favor. Now, of course, you can assume, as it's very standard to build these roaches, but if we had a overseer in his base, we would have known this. And another thing, which I want to point out, is that Mutalisks are chickens. They only fight stuff that doesn't fight back. Never ever fight forces unless you like are in a very winning position and you are seriously going to, or you aim to actually end the game with the fight. Then you can use the Mutalisks in fighting. Otherwise you should just be poking around killing overlords. Still, you can still kill these overlords even though he has Mutalisks, Hydralisks, or you can I mean, the point is that he actually is defending in the main, but we don't know that. We never even poked, we never tried. And that is something which we really should have. Again, he comes with the links. And again, some banelings over here would be really great for us to have. Yeah, that's about it. I also noticed that if you look at this hatch, there is no queen, meaning no injects. There were a few, like right here, where the hatchery is not being injected, and it's not the biggest deal. But when we are playing at Masters level, we should actually be focusing on these kind of small, really minor details, as that will in the long run help a lot. I saw some GSL Zerg, and I believe, I can't remember the name of him, but he played against MKP's, Parting and Yu-Gi-Oh! I believe, and he played seriously well, I might add. I'm not gonna spoil and say who won, but he played very well. And what he did is that he had pretty much perfect injections, as he always had a ton of larvae able to keep a very high amount of production. So, what to do from the next game? Number 1, make a baneling nest. Even if you're not going to be aggressive with it, having a few banelings on top of ramps will... I don't really see how it cannot be good, ever. If you notice that he's not gonna make any links whatsoever, then okay, don't make a baneling nest, but in this game that was... he always had links, so baneling nest really good. Even if you are going for roaches, you should still make a few banelings, as they will really effectively kill Zerglings in combination with one another. Second point, make overseers for scouting, and if you are very sloppy with spawn changelings, you can always contaminate. And contaminate, in my opinion, is really good. Not only does it stop the larva, as I said before, it also desyncs the hatcheries, as usually you inject larvas, all hatcheries at the same time. So if you put a 30-second desynchronization on that, it really screws up the other guy's injections, and he should be behind in larva production. And third point is that we can still do better injections. There is plenty of room to improve here. and it's something worth looking at, in my opinion. And that's pretty much all I have to say about this game. Let me just jump into the... What? Come on. Okay. Manually going into the overlay cam as my hotkey failed. And so, if you find that this rambling has been useful to you and you would like me to check out your replay, send it to nairistarcraft@gmail.com, include the replay obviously. Give me some brief analysis of your own play, what you think you did well, what you could have done better, what you think you won or lost. Doesn't matter to me, there are always lessons to be learned. And yeah, that's about it. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch and Twitter, as can be seen on the screen. I always tweet when I release new videos and when I start streaming. Okay, thank you very much for watching and good luck, have fun in the coming season 8 of Ladder. Thank you and bye bye.